Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today with Giorgio, and we're going to be talking about Dexter New Blood episode 3 spoiler review. And before we get into it, what did you think of the overall episode? Because I thought it was, it moved the story forward quite well, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's moving forward quickly.
Because we
It's
want
not taking its time.
How many is it now? Is it 10 episodes or something?
I don't know, but we're on the third one.
So yeah, we'll just jump straight into what happened then. It starts off, obviously, they're still looking for Matt's body, aren't they, around Dexter's property, but it's still underneath the fire, so obviously he's got to move it out of there. Obviously he has to enroll Harrison into school, so he goes to the school meeting, and you get that shot of fucking Deborah looking like the school head teacher or whatever. That was weird.
Yeah, that freaked me out at first. I didn't like that.
Yeah, same. But eventually, he does a test on there, and he comes back with better scores than people have ever had or something like that.
Yeah, it's an entrance exam thing, isn't it? Or a placement exam. And the teacher leaves for 15 minutes, and when she returns, he's finished the whole test.
And they think he used his phone.
Yeah, because the questions on the test were college level questions and stuff, and he's answered them all correctly.
But Dexter, instead of believing him, he tells him to do it again, doesn't he, really?
Yeah, Dexter doesn't believe him, and Harrison has his cocky head on again, and he's like telling him, I didn't use my cell phone.
You got that line where it's like, you want to talk about lying, Jim? That was a good line.
Yeah, that's funny. The more I find out about Harrison, the more it's ringing alarm bells in my head that he's a sociopathic killer.
Oh yeah, we'll get more into that because throughout this episode, no doubt. But first, we've got they call Dexter into the police station, don't they? Because of the footage that they found of Matt. Well, it's thermal footage in it. It's like, what is it, hunting?
Yeah, there's cameras in the woods where Dexter killed Matt, and they are thermal imaging cameras.
And obviously they capture Matt on it, don't they? And there's also a second person who obviously is Dexter, but they don't know that yet. And also there's a blind spot in there because Matt's dad's complaining about it where he actually got killed. There's a blind spot. There's no cameras there, so that one actually caught.
Which
it explains it though, because if it's wildlife, you wouldn't have, like you said, it's not for investigations, is it?
It's not for crimes and stuff. It's not to keep tabs on like the murders in the area or anything. But at the same time, I'm like, story-wise, I'm thinking that's a bit too convenient, to be honest.
True.
I'd rather there be cameras, no blind spots, or no cameras at all.
I don't mind it, the wildlife thing, I guess. And we've seen in the past, Dex, like obviously when he worked at Miami, he was able to, tamper with the footage and shit whenever he was caught. And then we go to the school, don't we? And he's called Zach, and I think he's going out with Audrey's daughter or whatever. Him and his friends have been catfishing, I guess, this guy, haven't they, on the phone, pretending to be a girl and all that.
Yeah, they show Harrison what they've been sending him, and Harrison makes the remark of, that's fucked up. You can see Harrison's distaste in what they are doing.
True. But he also, in a way, we'll get into it, but he sort of plays them both, and doesn't he, in a way? Like, he encourages him to send that, the gif of, or the Photoshop image of him.
The nerd sent that.
Yeah, no, but Harrison encouraged him to send it, didn't he?
Yeah, well, that's just to get back at him.
Yeah, true. I guess we'll just talk about this whole storyline right now, because then they come over to the kid, don't they, because he sent that, and then Harrison just chokes, I think, what's his name, Zach, doesn't he? He just fucking grabs him by the throat. But then later on in the episode, I think his name's Ethan, maybe, the kid who was getting bullied, he sends drawings that he's drew, hasn't he, of him, like, killing all of him with, like, and he's got, like, guns and shit.
Yeah. He's, like, decapitated one of the other guy's heads off, chained him up and stuff. And that's just, like... And I didn't know how to take Harrison's reaction.
Yeah, true. You could sort of read into it both ways. He's either shocked or he was, like, thinking... I think he's going to use, like... Even, like, when he had that girl's phone, I think, something's going to happen here. That he's going to start, like, manipulating people and shit.
Maybe. But the way he grabbed that guy and choked him, he's also going for the wrestling team. He's on the wrestling team now in this.
Oh yeah.
In this episode, so
that could have something happen there.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's got a bit of not so much a violent background, but he knows how to be violent.
Yeah, they bring the CSI people in, don't they, to look where the deer was killed, and they eventually find out like Matt's blood was there as well.
I love that CSI guy.
Yeah,
like,
and Dexter's getting flashbacks because that's what he used to do as well, isn't it? So.
yeah, but like when he first gets introduced, like when he comes out the van, you think to yourself, oh, this guy is not gonna know anything. He's clumsy. He's all over the place. He's a weirdo, you know. And then he gets to the crime scene and he says detail to detail of what happened, what the attack was, and how the kid died and everything like that.
Yeah, and he recreates it like Dexter used to, didn't he? Really, like, walk over and be like, this is where he fell over. And then he realises the rock's been taken and shit like that. So obviously Dexter has to move Matt's body. But first he gets the jacket out, doesn't he? So he starts like moving it about for the dogs who they're going to bring the Matt's scent and stuff like that.
He leads the scent towards the highway.
And then we get back to that the storyline with the girl inside the room. She's let out, and who I think this is definitely Matt's dad at this point. But he puts on a mask and he lets her out, and he basically hunts her, doesn't he? Just shoots her inside the back with the rifle.
We only see this guy's eyes, but we saw more of his face in this episode because of the mask. And I was looking at the shape of his face, and it does.
He looks bulky. He seems kind of tall as well.
He looks large. He looks quite strong, but the face shape kind of suggests that he's got a beard, which Matt's dad, Kurt, does.
And we may as well just talk about the other scene as well. Later on, we find out they're draining the blood from the body, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think hunters do that with their kill, with their game. I think they drain the blood. People are getting hunted. Animals are getting hunted.
Even Dexter might get hunted as well.
Dexter might get hunted, yeah. It seems like everyone's a target. But where's her... So the room she was in, you know, when she was let out, it was a long corridor with, like, vents and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, did she willingly go there, or is it, like, is he built that while she's been in there? I don't know. But she came, it was underground, wasn't it? Because she came up from the doors, and he was on top.
Oh, yeah, it was underground. Yeah. So his log cabin is above.
Eventually, Dexter goes to the mine to try and he's going to dispose of Matt's body there, but then he runs into the CGI bear.
Yeah, the bear's just like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
So he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to put the body down there."
At first when he said the mine, I was like, "Oh, that's creative. I quite like that." And then he dropped the rock in the hole, and I was like, "That's not deep enough, dude."
Yeah, it's not.
But he seemed quite satisfied with it, and I was like, "No." So I kind of already guessed that that's not the place, and then the CGI bear came along.
Yeah, and that scared him out completely.
Yeah.
But then he eventually ends up burning a cremation type place or something. That's where he ends up burning Matt's body, doesn't he?
Yeah, where you cremate dead bodies.
Like getting put into
right at the end of the episode, Dexter said Matt's ashes. This is probably the closest Kurt's gonna get to Matt or something.
While stuff was falling down from the sky.
Yeah, and I thought it was snow, but it could be ashes.
That's kind of fucked up. Yeah, well, let's just mention how it ends in it. Dexter he's driving in and he sees Kurt coming out the bar drunk, and he goes up to him and he says he got a FaceTime off Matt, doesn't he? His son. That he's still alive, and that's how the episode ends, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, that's someone else, is it? Because Dexter clearly killed Matt.
Yeah. There's no other way, unless he's got an identical twin somewhere. I don't know. Like, with each passing episode, more and more questions are being added to the pile, and I don't think they're all going to be answered until the final 2 episodes.
Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Check out George's social links down below. Next week, episode 4. Until then, peace out in a bit.